What's going on, guys? John here. So as you can see, this is not a recognizable mower, and I'm not working on a customer's machine. This is my new mower. It's a JS20. Those of you who don't know, I'm working at a dealership now near me. It's doing parts, and because I work at a John Deere dealership, of course there is stuff that I get to buy, or is available for me to buy. So this was one of the guys I work with, and he bought this thing and didn't want it, and I ended up with it. So the problem with this engine was that the cylinder head gasket was bad. You can see all the RTV down in there. He ended up putting a bunch of RTV in there. I didn't really like him doing that, but hey, it was his. I didn't really have a saying. But this is the first time I've removed the head since he did all that work. You can see all the RTV up in there. And let's take a look here. Oh, I'm missing a bolt. I'm gonna take this last bolt out here. This last head bolt. But I bought this thing for the reason that I am able to pick this up by myself, put it in the back of my car, and take it to jobs that are not in my neighborhood, because my 14SB, the silver deck one, is super heavy because it is an aluminum deck and this is a steel deck. I know it's kind of backwards sounding, but this one's lighter, and I paid 80 bucks for it with a new head gasket. I threw that into the deal and he accepted that. Some more RTV. You can see little balls of RTV that have been coming off. Oh yeah. So there's what's left of the head gasket on there. There's some on the valves. Let me get a flashlight. This is a 5-horse flathead Briggs. You can see some RTV, a little on the valves right there, a little on the piston. There's a little slight bit of scoring. You can see like right here, but it's really not bad. He did get this thing to start for a little bit, and it didn't smoke or anything, and I'm not feeling any real bad scoring. But this is what the inside of a Briggs looks like, flathead Briggs. They're also called L heads. They got the valves to the side, intake valves open right now. But it's actually how the way the engine is designed in my truck. That flathead Ford is the exact same way. The valves are right above the piston. They're not, well, they're next to the piston. They're not overhead like what my Chrysler's like. But there's the carb. This thing has an auto choke in it, and this is actually a thermostat unit right here to be able to turn the choke on and off. But yeah, so I'm gonna throw a head gasket in this thing, and it should run fine after that. It ran fine beforehand. Before he let the head gasket cure for all of like 10 seconds before he tried to start this thing. So it, of course, blew most of the head gasket, the RTV head gasket out. But I got some cleaning to do. Probably use the Dremel and clean some of this here out. But I'm pretty happy with this thing. A little gunky, a little bit of stuff like down in there and all that, but nothing an air compressor and a little brush and all that can't fix. It is self-propelled. There is a transmission under this black cover here. Hopefully the lighting is good for you guys. I can't see what you're seeing. I'm using the GoPro. But back here, here's the bailout bar. You got on-off for the transmission, and this adjusts the speed over on this side. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Here's the cylinder head. Here's the spark plug, and lots of RTV everywhere. So I don't know why I guess he just wanted to put RTV in there because he didn't feel like putting an actual head gasket in. And it did start, it ran, but then it lost compression pretty soon thereafter. There's no smoke, there's no nothing, just, you know, exhaust. But he did give me a proper head gasket. It's over here on my toolbox. So there's the John Deere part number, because, well, I work at a John Deere dealership, so that's John Deere part number and the new head gasket. So yeah, that's the deal with this. I'm not going to film me doing any repair or anything to this thing. I don't know why the light is so dim now, but I'm not going to film me doing any repair to this engine. It's literally just clean this area, nice down to metal. I'll clean some of the carbon off the piston and all that, and out of the cylinder head. And then put the new head gasket in, torque the bolts down. This is the recoil and the cooling shroud. I got the bolts in here. The long ones here go into the back of the engine, back here, and the short ones go up front. But this is the engine recoil that you normally see on top. And then there's a green shroud, a green plastic cover that, you know, John Deere engine, ooh, fancy, even though it's just a flathead Briggs. That goes on top of there. So that's all it's going to be, just some cleaning. And I do have a video coming out on my LX173. I promise it's coming out soon. I just haven't had time to edit it. But all the video is shot. It's all there. I just got to throw it all together. I will say that it's doing fantastic. It's running great. No issues at all. So that's the deal with this. Thought I'd just fill you guys in. Nice little video. See, we're at about 6 minutes now. So yeah, there's my new Deere mower. So work at a dealership, get to buy all kinds of junk. Oh, and I don't know if you guys remember or not, me saying, here's that plastic cover, by the way. It goes on like that. John Deere, fancy. This here I got for free. And this is the cylinder head for a Kohler CV15, which is the one that I need. And I got this absolutely free. The guy came in the dealership, said he was going to throw it away, and I needed it, so I was just able to take it, which was freaking awesome. Got the valve springs, the rockers. All it needs is the push rods. I need a new head gasket and an exhaust gasket, which goes right there. But, I mean, it's complete. It's solid. It's really good shape. There's a little bit of carbon, but it's really not that bad. Hopefully the lighting for you guys is not horrible. It's a bit dark in here, but hopefully the GoPro is doing a good job of that. So that's the deal. I will be filming that repair as well. That's going to be cool. It's going to be cool to see. That's the original LX173, the one that you saw me get ready with the 38. If you haven't seen that video, go back, look at it on my channel. It's there, I promise. So yeah, that's my little project right now. Trying to think, there's nothing else. I mean, it's just a head gasket, and the blade is the blade was fine. Everything else was good. Transmission didn't work at the time because the belt tensioner needs to be lubricated to be able to make the belt nice and tight again. But other than that, it's a solid little machine. 80 bucks, couldn't beat it. And John Deere doesn't make 21s anymore, so I saw one and I was like, well, it's not a 14SB, but hey, I mean, it's made in the US of A. See the product ID number. I don't know if you guys can read that or not, but made in US, in probably Waterloo is where this thing was made. But yeah, I mean, it's good. I've been wanting a little cheap John Deere mower, and I've had one before and I blew it up, or I bent the crank because I hit something, and other little motors that I've had I've ended up selling, and so hopefully this one will be with me for a little bit longer. But yeah, so that's the deal. So if I will film this thing once I get it all running again. I'll run it for you guys and show you that it's working good. But yeah, so it's just a head gasket. I mean, if you've never seen one of these flatheads before, it's just on the side. The valves are on the side, and the cylinder head is just a piece of metal, basically. Spark plug screws into. Way easier to work on than the overhead valve. If you are going to be getting into working on engines, get one of these little flathead Briggs. They're not really making too many of them anymore because Briggs wants you to buy an overhead valve engine. But these little flathead engines, these are what I've competed on these engines, small engine repair competitions. I know them like the back of my hand. I'm not a huge fan of them, but they are very reliable. It's difficult to kill them, even though many people decide to because they neglect them. But as long as you take good care of them, they'll pretty much run forever. But yeah, so that's the deal with this. And if you've got any questions or comments, please feel free to leave one down below and I'll do my best to answer it for you. And that's all I got today. So hope you guys have a good weekend, and I will talk to you guys in the future. Have a good one.